guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to be talking about a new welder. It's a new welder that's on the Extreme website, which there'll be a link to down below in the description for you to peruse at your own leisure. This new welder is an Synergic Autoplus 130. It's a Synergic set. It's dual purpose, so it can be a MIG welder and a stick welder. It'll weld flux core, standard MIG and stick. Also, this set retails for less than £300. It's £289 and 19 pence. So that price it's aimed at the hobbyist welder. I think this is going to be more for your car body work kind of welding, which is something I don't do a lot of, but I've got a Beetle project, so I'm going to be doing a lot of it in the future. So I think this set will be pretty much perfect for what I need. Anyway, let's crack on. So straight out of the box, you can see it's got an integrated MIG torch. That's all good right there. Comes with a plug already fitted, 13 amp fuse. You can just plug it in and crack on. Now this machine, you top load your wire, so the wire feeds in the top. Lift it open. These brackets for a disposable gas bottle, they'll attach on the back, and then you've got your wire drive assembly. So it runs 0.8 and 0.6, though I do believe in the description it says 0.8 and 0.9, but it is definitely 0.8, 0.6. So inside the top you've got your wire feed unit, and you've got your spindle for coil. Oops, it comes with a sample piece of 0.8 flux core wire, which we'll go ahead and fit now. This is on a spring, so you can adjust the tension. So once you've got your wire through the assembly, on the wheel, making sure it's in the groove, just lock it up. Now you'll be able to adjust the tension once we get it fed through. So looking at the front of the machine, you can see we've got MMA, flux core, MIG mag, 100% CO2. That's in reference to the gas you're using on it. And you can select between 0.6 and 0.8 in wire. Your controls, your amps and wire speed, and then your voltage. Let's get it plugged in and we'll see what this baby can do. So it's really simple to use. We can see on the front there, if we use this button, we can select what process we want to use. Flux core, which is what we're going to give a go in a second, and wire. Right, it doesn't give you an option on the flux core for wire because it's instant 0.8. So for flux core, we need to be DCEN. So this is how we swap the polarity. Or if I get that in the right place. And then your earth cable goes to the positive. like so. We've already put our wire in, we're ready to go. Right, so I've got some pieces of 3mm thick plate here, and we'll give this a go at the gasless MIG welding and see how it turns out. Right, so we'll start with a couple of tacks. We'll put these together now, if I can pick them up. That's still a bit warm. So that's 3mm. It was actually set at 115 amps at the voltage smack bang in the middle, and it actually seemed to weld really well. That's the first time I've welded flux core in 30 years, so I'm quite happy with that. Still bloody hot though. Ow. Right, so I've got some 0.8 coupons. Let's see what how the flux core copes with that. So I've got the set at about 40 amps. Again, it's flux core. I've never done this before, not on cars, so or really light material, which I consider this to be very, very light material for me. Well, give it a go, tack it together, see how it goes. Well, the tack seems small enough. If you're working on a car, a tack like that's probably quite acceptable. So this is around 40 amps. I'm going to try and get a little bit of a run there, though I think the run's going to turn more into a stitch. Okay, I've blown through. That's not down to the set, that's down to me not knowing what I'm bloody doing, to be honest. So what I've done is I've turned the volts down by about 8%, 10%. So another great feature of this little welding set is the fact that it's a stick welder as well. So we're going to set it up for MMA and I'll run a few tests on that. So back on the control board, I'm knocking everything back down. I'll put that back in the middle. We select on the front panel, using the button, going through it all, back to MMA. Now we need to swap the polarity around and now we need to set it up as torch live and workpiece negative, which I'll do now. This comes out, your earth now goes into the negative, there's the torch, which is here, goes into the positive. We've now swapped the polarity back over. So something else you can get on the website is this handy general purpose mixed set of rods. They come in 0.6, 2mm and 2.5. Even tells you what sort of ampage you need to run at for each individual rod. handy if you know, if you just need the odd rod here and there. That's a cracking little buy. Right, so we'll start off on the smallest ones, which is a 1.6. On here it tells me at 1.6 I need to be running between 25 and 75 amps. And my workpiece thickness between 1.1 and 1.6 mil. So we'll run a couple of welds on the lighter material I've got here. I'll let me get one out. Oh. I can't honestly say I've ever used a rod as thin as this before in my life. This is all new to me. Right, let's crack on. So we've got everything set up. We've got the 1.6 mil rod nicely in, and we'll see how this goes. Ooh. So in all fairness, that's the thinnest material I've ever had to stick weld in my life. It took me forever to get the slag off. I did manage to get a weld, even though that's a very hot weld in there. But yeah, it did it. I didn't, unfortunately. We'll crack on with a little bit of thicker material. We're going to 3 mil now, and the next size rod up, which is a 2 mil. So the next rod in the pack is the 2 mil. It says to run between 50 and 75 amps, I believe. Let me just double check, which is right. So we're going to run this, I say, in the middle, about 60-ish amps on 3 mil, and see how that behaves. Maybe I can get a decent weld out of me, because I'm pretty crap at this. So these are some 3 mil offcuts. I'm going to just tack them up and run a weld. So, tack welder side, that hasn't come out too bad. Let's try the 2.5s. Well, let's really put it through its paces. I've got some offcuts of 6 mil stainless 316 plate, and I've got some stainless rods. Let's see how it copes with that. We'll just tack these up and give it a shot. So these are 3.2 rods. We're going to set this machine up to about 120 amps and get it welding. That's done a respectable job. I'm happy with that. Silicon flux core. We've just done a bit of stick welding. It's done really well. I didn't, but it's by the by. It's not about me, it's about the set. But it's also a standard MIG welder. So I'm going to set it up. I've got some 0.6 MIG wire here. We're going to set it up and we're going to go through pretty much the same thing again and see what it's like on that. I've got a disposable CO2 bottle, also available on the website. You're going to set it all up and we'll do some MIG welding. So setting up for MIG couldn't be any easier. We've got a gas inlet there, take the cover off it. In the set comes a hose with clips, P-clips on it. Pop that on there. Push the P-clip up. There's your gas line. Now something you'll have to get is a valve, a regulator for these disposable bottles. That again, that's also available on the website. That's a simple push click fitting anyway, so we'll put that on. Push it in and it's done. Just connect that up. And your gas is ready. So we've swapped everything over, we've added the gas, and now all we've got to do is select MIG. This is where the Synergic control comes in into a zone. So we've got 0.6 wire and you can choose between 0.8 and 0.6. I'm running 0.6 at the minute. We're going to start off with the 0.8 material. I'm going to put it around 40 amps. I'm going to have my voltage control set to the center in the middle, which gives me the opportunity then to trim it either minus 20% or plus 20%. That little bit of voltage control there can make the difference between a bit of better penetration, less spatter, or more spatter, whatever. But let's see how we get on. Okay, so MIG welding. We got some 0.8 again, which weld. This is the piece we used earlier on with a flux core. I'm going to weld it, tack it down, and then see what sort of a weld we can get out of this machine. On standard MIG, well, they're nice clean tacks. I'm going to turn literally, right, okay. So at 40 amps it seems to weld the 0.8 really nicely. Remember we're using 0.6 wire. I'm just going to trim it up a little bit. Try another go. So these aren't the prettiest welds, but they're certainly good enough for a car. I'm well happy with that. So we've had decent results with 0.6 wire on 0.8 material. 0.8, 0.1, 1.2, I mean these are all sort of the gauges you're going to use in cars. I know I've got floors behind me that I'm going to be welding in. I'll be using this little set to do it. And most of it's going to be done outside, so I'll be doing it with flux core. Anyway, I thought we'd give a go on the 3mm. So all told, this little welding set is really up to the job. I think at the price that it is, it's absolutely perfectly suited for the home garage. The hobbyist welder is going to love it because it can do more than just MIG weld. The flux core is amazing as far as I'm concerned because I don't really do a lot of flux core. I haven't for 30 years, and I felt the best results I got from this set from me with flux core welding. So that's a bit of an eye-opener for me. It burns a 3.2mm rod very easily. Like the weld I was able to put down into the stainless steel or the 3.2 rod was pretty good. So yeah, for the money, this is spot on. So for £289.19 is the set 130 Autoplus Mini Synergic Welder worth the money? Well, definitely. So if you find yourself in the market for a budget welder, I don't think you'll go far wrong with the SIP. If you have a look at the website, there's other models on there as well, but this one is great value for money. I hope this has been an informative review for you. It's not something I do very often. I do video tool reviews quite infrequently actually, but I might be doing a few more now because I've just ordered a load of stuff from the Extreme website that I'm waiting to have delivered, and I'll give you an update on that when they come. So if you like it, go and buy one. Don't forget, if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and I'll catch you on the next one.